So I would think that by now, if you're a member of the video gaming community, you've heard of Superhot. And if you haven't, I'm here to tell you about one of the best games that you've never heard of. Yeah, I said best. And I don't want to sound too overly confident about my thoughts and analysis about the game, but I do hope you'll at least humor me in talking about it. On February 25th, 2016, Superhot was released to Microsoft as an independent project from the Superhot team. Now at first, I was a little apprehensive to give a game such as this a chance due to its outward appearance and seemingly unrelated title. I was confused, but I decided to watch some gameplay to give it a chance. Well, after I saw someone beat the first level, I was hooked into the concept. You see, Superhot is considered a first-person shooter, and it is in basic structure, but the gameplay is so much more. For starters, the basis of the game is you playing as some geometric glass person versus, essentially, an army of red glass figures. There's these different black items that are weapons that can be picked up, dodged around, and used to your discretion. That part is artsy, yeah, and it's super unique and cool and all that jazz. However, the trick about Superhot comes in the movement. Time is only allowed to move when the player does. This tiny speck of detail turns the game from some artistic 007 adventure to a sci-fi struggle to survive. So, okay, a lot of games have stuff like this that make them unique, but why is it genius to me? I think it's because of the seamlessness. If you check out my last video about tutorials, I address immersion and being taken out of the experience of the world, but Superhot makes everything feel so intense. Even the first few levels can feel like a real challenge. As you move along and progress more in the story, whatever, I'll talk about that later, you build your skill through repeating levels over and over and over. Weirdly enough, that never gets boring, even though it sounds like it would. If you've ever seen the movie Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise, it's kind of like that, but a lot better. Each situation, even in individual levels, can change in an instant according to your own movements. One left turn rather than your previous right turn can yield a completely different end result. It's all about foresight. At the start of each level, you never know exactly where enemies will spawn or what they'll be carrying. After losing maybe once or twice, you begin to figure it all out. This guy walks here, those ones spawn there, and these items are available. Your experience runs off of cause and effect, and your ability to basically slow down time is essential in the game's completion. I mean it. Constantly moving in this game would make each level feel impossible. And trust me, I've tried it. Things move fast in this game. I mean, you're literally dodging bullets unless you're stopping time. Superhot's game mechanics are essential to the completion of the game. There is a strategic purpose to each level's weapons, environment, and situation. You can't just gloss over everything without thinking first. And that's what I love so much. Yeah, you can just punch your way through pretty much every level, but hey, they've even got a game mode for that. You don't have to play this game perfectly, but you have got to think. Even the story makes you think. Throughout the game, the player experiences more and more messages about the game itself. Yeah, I mean, the designers wrote a story about someone playing the game in the game. That just sounds like craziness. Sure enough, it is. The story is designed to make you wonder about the Superhot system itself. There's a part in the story where you stare directly at yourself in this weird looking glass type of way. The player has to then ask themselves about the possible implications of the reality of this game. Is everything in this world a simulation? Who created this strange system? Am I a real person or just another glass person? Are the bad guys real people? I mean, the possibilities are endless, and this game explains basically nothing more than what you see. I love that about Superhot. It makes you question your own mindlessness while playing video games, leaving it all open to interpretation. And who knows, maybe all of your assumptions about the story were correct, or maybe they were wrong, or maybe you kinda split the difference. Either way, the player is allowed even more freedom to think for themselves, and that's what makes a video game like this so special. All story aside, if you want to just hop in and try and beat a level, you can do that. There's no stupid long cutscenes or complex narrative that you are required to follow. Even watching people play this game as a challenge can be fun, and the bonus game modes are sometimes even more fun than the actual story missions. There's creativity that you, the player, can input. It's not all cut and dried, and we all have our own experiences and can talk about the game in different ways. So why am I talking about this now? Well, recently I got a notification from Xbox that I had a new message. I opened it, and it turns out the friendly people at Superhot just came out with some new content that the owners of the original game can get completely free. Of course, I'm not sponsored, but I think it's really cool when developers sort of give back to the player base, even though they're not obligated at all to do so. After seeing that, I thought, hey, why not do a little analysis about the game for fun? So here we are. If you haven't played Superhot and you own some of the systems that are supported for it, I highly recommend diving right in. It's pretty cheap too. So if you're interested with all that I said, check it out. That's gonna be it for this one. It was kind of a shorter video, but I still hope you enjoyed it. Comment down below your thoughts on the game if you want to, and turn on notifications for more. If there's any recommendations for a new video, put those down below as well. I'll see you all next time. お前はもう死んでいる。何?